All right, what's going on, you guys? We got an exclusive interview, SOP Productions. We got Drew Scott, aka Henny Blanko of Top Shelf.
What's going on,
we got King Jews, and we're talking about gifted creatives. All right, gifted creative. Let's do it. So we got a few questions for you guys. We love to hear about your businesses. We want to know a little bit about your story and what you're doing. And so we're gonna start off with Henny Blanko. We love to hear a little bit about who you
are. First and foremost, I'm a creator. You know what I mean? I grew up in Newcastle, Delaware, not too far from Wilmington, not too far from Newark. I've been everywhere. I moved in Wilmington over West Side for a little bit when I was younger. And then, as I got into high school, moved over into Kemerton, back to Newcastle. So I've been everywhere.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And also, King Jews, we love to hear a little bit about you, man. Tell us about who you are.
A little bit about me. I'm King Jews. First name is John, last name Shepherd. But I'm from Newcastle, Delaware. You know, we lived a little bit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We lived over in the Bay Area. You know, but the staple of my childhood is, Newcastle. Was always out there with Drew and them, balling. Right. Grew up in the church. You know what I mean? But, we grown now and, we doing our own thing.
For sure. Cool, man. So, beautiful thing is you got entrepreneurs here in the midst. So, we love to hear about Top Shelf, man. First of all, congratulations to both of you, being entrepreneurs, young black men, making a mark. And this is about, not just about us, but for our generations after us. And so, let's hear a little bit about Top Shelf, man. Tell us a little bit about it.
Top Shelf. I started Top Shelf in 2019. Part of the reason I started Top Shelf was because I was going through a lot, and I felt like I would start certain things and just couldn't finish it. So I just, after partying, after clubbing and gambling and all that other stuff that I was going through at that time, I was like, I need to figure something out that I'll eventually stick with, and it'll be here forever. And it ended up being a clothing line in 2019. The name is Top Shelf, the brand. It's basically aiming high, holding yourself at the highest standards possible. You know what I mean? Just the way you conduct yourself. That's what Top Shelf means. It's a community.
For sure. You see we all repping the Top Shelf today. For sure.
Definitely.
Y'all go ahead and check them out. We'll show you how to catch it later on. But that's excellent, man. Gifted Creative, we love to hear a little bit about your business as well. Love to hear just about how you started, just a little bit about you guys.
All right, Gifted Creative Inc. That's the business. I've always been into music. Started playing percussion in like 4th grade, through 7th grade, and I always got music in my head. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Like Gifted Creative, we about bridging the gap between dynamic creatives. I consider myself a dynamic creative because, I can do the car sales thing, but at the same time, I'm me. I'm a funny guy. At the same time, I be wilding a little bit. You feel me? I'm dynamic. There's different sides to me.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I couldn't be myself when I sold cars. And that shit, like it took a toll on me mentally for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm acting just to get by, just to survive. Like, why do I gotta do that? You feel me? But with my skill set, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and set up the business. I want to set up a community, so I set up a club on Clubhouse called Gifted Creatives. And you got people from all different types of creative lanes, videographers, musicians, DJs. Everybody's a creative if you really into something.
Yeah.
And everybody feel like they gifted, so you feel me?
That's one of the perfect things.
Yeah.
So I got the merch on the way, you feel me? But it's lit.
That's strong. So let's move to Top Shelf again. Love to hear a little bit about your inspiration. You know, if it's a particular person, or what in general really inspires you.
Music inspires me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like King Jude said earlier, we all come from a family full of musicians, you know what I mean?
That's
and
real.
Then like growing up in the church but not being in the church, like I always had like a musical talent, and you know that just drives me now. But to answer your question, nobody in particular. Right now, nature has been inspiring me. You feel me? I get out, I take a ride, whether it's taking a ride or just going fishing. Something, you know, that everybody in our generation might consider lame. But just doing that shit and being able to be out in nature, you feel me?
Yeah.
That helps me create. You know what I mean? When I'm out and I'm able to do that, I'm out and able to think. You know what I mean? Once I can think, I can filtrate certain things. Now I get to connect with my connect on the clothes, and I'm talking to them more fluently. Like, hey, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I want this color to resemble this. You know what I mean? This blue right here matches this blue. This blue means this about depression. You know what I'm saying? So all my clothes, every color that I pick, it really depicts on like what I'm going through at that time. You know what I mean? I try to also dictate what colors might be popular in the wintertime or so on and so forth. But yeah, you know, that's where I get my inspiration from.
That's a dope process too, man. I definitely can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And King Jules, we love to hear about what inspires you. What's your inspiration?
I mean, in real life, for real, like when it comes to my music, like it's a lot of it is off the top. Like I don't even write for real like that. The last joint I wrote was at 16 for Shut Shit Down. My challenge I had for that beat. And like if you listen to any of my music, you're just gonna hear different vibes. You're gonna feel depressed vibes. You're gonna feel the freak bull vibes with the R&B for the ladies.
For the ladies.
You're gonna feel the pain, cause it's been a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? And same with the beats. Like it just depends on the mood I'm in, and whatever comes to me, that's what you gonna hear. Like that's the beautiful thing about music. Like I feel like there's no rules to it. Like it's whatever you feel inside of you, and you bring that to fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people can feel that vibe and connect with you that way.
And I feel like once you get that, and one of the things that I want to elaborate on, like you said, like that depression vibe, when you talk about that music and shit like that, that really helps people get by, you know what I mean? So sometimes you really gotta like, when you're making it for yourself, but you're helping other people, you know what I mean? So always do that shit. I mean, I don't want to say it like always be depressed, but always do it, you know what I mean? Because I've been in situations where like I had depression really bad since I was a child, you know what I mean? And when I got in a relationship at an early age, my depression was really, really bad for 7 years straight, you know what I mean? And if I didn't have depressed music, so to speak, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, you know what I mean? Because that music, what people don't understand is that certain strings, certain tones, certain vibrations that we get off of the music, they help us, you know what I'm saying? So if you're singing something or rapping something that I can relate to with a certain tone in the background or string or whatever the case it may be, I might play that song the whole day in order to get better, because it helps. Just like nature helps me, you know, think, music can help somebody else think as well. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, like the music and all of that stuff, I just wanted to say, keep doing that shit, keep grinding, keep going hard, because I don't care if it's one listener or 1,000 listeners. That one listener needs to hear that at that moment. You feel me? And that one listener will do more for you than 1,000 motherfuckers that won't listen to it. You see what I'm saying? So just keep doing it.
Yeah. So like when it comes to that, like when that depression vibe, I got a conversation with one of my friends a couple years ago. She was explaining like heavy metal and why she listens to that. I'm like yeah, I don't really get it, but I listen to it because I don't discriminate with the music. Like music is music. Like if it's talking to me, it's talking to me.
Yeah.
So she was playing something. She was like, yeah. So people don't understand heavy metal, rock, and all that, but what's really going on is like when she was feeling a certain type way, whether that was angry, depressed, whatever, she felt like somebody was with her because that artist made that song because they was feeling that. Like a lot of people don't understand. They like, dog, you not having a positive message with your music. I'd be like, hey, it's not really to have a positive message. It's just so y'all don't feel alone. You feel me?
Because you gotta understand, like them, the same individuals that just listen to party music and stuff like that. Not to shame them, but they are the ones that are really out of touch with what they got going on. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling one of my homies today, like, there's a such thing as energy vampires. You know what I mean? And people really gotta be aware of who's in their inner circle. And if you got a bunch of individuals that aren't connected with their spirituality, you're not going to feel, for an example, you're not going to listen to J. Cole if you're not connected, you know what I mean,
Exactly.
in some type of spiritual way. You're not going to listen to him or Kendrick. Rather, you might go and listen to a Future or, whoever else that might rap about whatever. You know what I mean? And not to knock them, but that's just the reality that we live in. We just live in a different world where everybody, they shunned Drake and said Drake was depressing. That motherfucker is one of the greatest rappers of all time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if he didn't think about if Drake didn't go through his depression stints, you know what I mean? Think about if he ain't go to the strip club when we was going to the strip club.
Exactly.
Think about if he ain't make I forgot the song, but when he talking about the girl gotta mix it right or whatever, I think it's Club Paradise. Imagine him making that or not making that, and we going through that shit and not being able to express how we feeling when we go to the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to make this drink right so that we don't feel nothing for the rest of the night. Like, we trying to hide shit. You feel me? We go through shit on a regular basis. We come in here so that we can hide shit. So
that's strong, man. So like, I feel like what I'm getting is both of you are really in your own way alchemists. Like you're really taking what you're experiencing and you're packaging it and making it presentable so that people can relate to it and get through whatever they're going through in their own way. It's a healing. Like you're healing yourself, but you're helping somebody else heal at the same time. So that's super powerful, man. Super powerful. I love to hear a little bit about being entrepreneurs. It's kind of like our competition or the market. Like what's the temperature in the market right now? What's it looking like, for someone that's selling a brand, clothing line, for example?
It's hot. Delaware, the market is hot. You feel me? You got so many different brands. You feel me? You got All Love, No Hate. You know what I mean? You got Applied Pressure. You got Time Is Money. You got Soul Snatcher. You got Players Only. The Green Box Crew. You got Carry My Own Weight. Built Different. It's so many. I'm probably gonna miss some, but you got God Made. What else? Bruh, you got so many clothing lines that it's like you gotta get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So, and all of those clothing lines are good clothing lines. It ain't like nobody. It's not like they pushing bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah.
They shit is fire. Everybody shit is fire. You know what I mean? It don't matter what sector of Delaware you in. Somebody got something for you. You know what I mean? And all that shit is fire. You know what I mean? Carry My Own Weight. That was how I was really like introduced to it because my little brother, he wore it all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you wearing? You wear this shit all the time.
Right.
And, he telling me who it is, and, he telling me, like, bro, this shit is fire. And, the quality of the clothes is going to last long. It's, so on and so forth.